What's up, YouTube? In Death We Trust here. This is going to be kind of a video response to Joe. I'm not even going to attempt to say the name of his channel because I'm probably just going to wind up sounding like an idiot. But I'll post it somewhere on the vid. Anyway, Joe is a guy who has a YouTube channel that is dedicated mostly to home brewing, but he does smoke pipe tobacco. And I had a bunch of aromatics sitting around that I really didn't care much for. And I messaged him and asked him, hey, I know you still, I don't know if you still smoke a pipe, I know you have before. I got a bunch of these aromatics that I don't like, do you want them? And he said, yeah, sure. And so we kind of did a tobacco trade back and forth. He did a video about it. I'll post the video in the description. I'll post a link in the description. And I just got a package in the mail from him the other day it was some tobaccos that he said he was going to send me. Stuff from Cornell and Deal that he said made him a little shaky, which I can kind of understand because Cornell and Deal tobaccos can be kind of gnarly. They're definitely no frills, pure hardcore tobacco. I mean, it's a quality product, but some of them aren't for the faint of heart. So anyway, Joe, you asked me for my thoughts on what you sent. I'm going to tell you what I think, and then I'm also going to make a recommendation for you. So anyway, first blend that we have is this Bayou Morning by Cornell and Deal. This is, if I remember correctly, Red Virginia and Perique. And I was kind of excited to get this because I had never tried Perique tobacco before. And Cornell and Deal Virginias I have had mixed luck with. I sent Joe a tin of After Hours Flake, which is a bright Virginia. And the first time I ever tried to light it up, it felt like somebody was having a burnout contest on my tongue. It bit horribly. And I tried drying it. I tried, smoking it a little slower. I tried packing it a little looser. Nothing worked. So I sent that to him in the hopes that he would enjoy that. Now, Cornell and Deal's not After Hours, I just said After Hours, Autumn Evening, is a Red Virginia Cavendish. And I was told by Chris at Cornell and Deal that Red Virginia has a lower sugar content than Bright Virginia. And the Autumn Evening, I think, is amazing. I love the blend. So I figured I would have good luck with this. Unfortunately, even though it is cut with some Perique to kind of mellow it out a little bit, the Perique actually does taste really good. Perique has been described to me as having kind of a spicy hot pepper taste, which I think is fairly accurate. But unfortunately, the Red Virginia in this blend, I don't know if maybe it's just a little too moist or maybe if the sugar content's a little too high because it is a stoved Red Virginia, which means that the sugar content is a little higher than a regular Red Virginia. It's still bit just a little too much. I mean, the Perique was kind of tasty, but as far as the Virginia goes, I think my body just has kind of a natural aversion to Virginias. Pretty much anything that I smoke that has Virginias in it tends to cause me problems. So unfortunately, the Bayou Morning, while it was tasty in some aspects, just bit a little too much. I didn't have a nicotine reaction to it. But then again, I grew up in a house with 4 cigarette smokers who were smoking constantly. So for all I know, my blood is 30% nicotine. So anyway, it didn't make me shaky. The Bayou Morning bit a little too much. So not so much on that one. Sorry, Joe. On a positive note, though, he did also send me a bag of this Cornell and Deal's Haunted Bookshop, which, if I remember correctly, is Burley, Red Virginia, and maybe a little bit of Perique. I'll have to research that, and I'll post it in the video if I got it wrong. But the cool thing about this tobacco is, when I received it, it is not crumbled to dust dry, but it's a little dry. Like, to me, this is the perfect moisture level that tobacco should be. It will help it burn really easily, but at the same time, it's not so dry that it's going to lose any of its flavor. So kudos, Joe, on that for sending this blend the way it was, because it is just perfect. And I have smoked about 4 or 5 bowls of this, and I have to say that the flavor on it is really, really good. It's dominated by burley for the most part. which I think Burley is quickly becoming one of my favorite types of tobaccos. It's got a real nice, nutty sort of bitter, almost kind of like a dark chocolate bitter type flavor, which is super, super good. And then it's kind of cut with something that's a little, I don't know if it's just the Virginia making it sting a little bit, or if it's the Perique making it a little spicier, or if it's a combination of both. But you get like this interplay of almost like chocolatey pepper kind of nutty flavor on your tongue, and it's just super, super good. I've had 4 or 5 bowls of this Haunted Bookshop, and I'm actually considering ordering more of this whenever this is done. So anyway, those are my thoughts on those, Joe. This is pretty much my official review. The Bayou Morning was kind of excited about it because I'd never tried Perique before. Unfortunately, stung my tongue a little too much. The Haunted Bookshop, however, didn't have a nicotine reaction to that either, and I think it is delicious. Very, very good tobacco. When I'm in the mood for something just real straight up, like a more heavy smoke, like on a hot day. Something that's got a lot of flavor to it, and I don't really care about the aroma in the air, like if nobody's around, I will definitely reach for this Haunted Bookshop more and more. And the last thing before I go, for Joe, I wanted to make a recommendation. I don't know if you've ever tried this before. I tried it earlier tonight, and it seems to me like you lean more towards aromatic style tobaccos, which there's nothing wrong with. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to harp on you or anything. I've normally been smoking aromatics myself, mainly because I'm in the house with a lot of people and I have to be considerate of them whenever I smoke. So, Joe, if you've never tried this, I just got this from pipesandcigars.com. Lane Limited 1Q. Dude, if you have never tried this, this is a must. Seriously, if you do not have any of this on hand, go on Pipes. I got this off of pipesandcigars.com. You can get it pretty much anywhere online. I don't know how close to Iwan Reese you are, because Iwan Reese is up in Chicago. I know you're up near that general area. If you could snag some from Iwan Reese, go for it. Lane Limited 1Q, man. The smell when you open this bag is heavenly. It smells like candy and chocolate. It is awesome. It burns so incredibly well. It is such a well-behaved tobacco. I mean, I just smoked my first bowl of this, had a small bowl of it in my little Dr. Grabo Omega, and 2 lights was all I needed. It is just beyond amazing. So, Joe, I know you like the aromatics. If you haven't tried 1Q, do so. So anyway, this was kind of a video for Joe and for the rest of you guys. I always like to share my thoughts with the rest of you guys. The Cornell and Deal Haunted Bookshop blend I liked a lot. Bayou Morning. Head Virginia, not so much. Lane 1Q comes highly recommended. I don't know if anybody out there smokes it or not. If you guys have never tried it, anybody, not just Joe, if none of you guys have ever tried 1Q, I recommend giving it a go. That would be it for me. Salute.